We are back again.
We are back.
We are back again.
Hey,
with
we're
another
back
episode.
with another episode. I don't what episode is this? Episode 5?
I think this is episode 5. We
Episode
are actually
5.
doing a damn thing. We are 5 episodes
Hey.
in. A lot of people doubted us. A lot of people said we couldn't
us.
do it. But here we are,
We're
freshly
here.
back from a trip to Dallas, Texas. And the first thing we do is hop our butts in these chairs and film a podcast for you guys.
Straight into the podcast. Actually, this is actually pretty cool because we're both wearing Bape right now.
Yep, I stole your sweater.
She stole my sweater. I was actually gonna wear that one. I like that one a little bit better.
This one is pretty cool.
It's pretty fire.
I have to
ain't
dig
gonna
into
lie.
that closet more often.
Hey, guess what I gotta do, man? You know, I'm kind of we got a movement on the nanny. Okay, hold on. I gotta pull the nanny up because it's been like it's like kind of weird because it feels like when we shoot our podcast, it feels like we like take so long to shoot it, and I need to stop saying like. I'm gonna try not to say like this whole podcast.
It takes us forever to start. Like our normal, it's about to be 11 o'clock in 5 minutes. So it feels like our normal time is just getting to be like 10 or 11. It was supposed to be like 8 or something, or 8 or 9. But yeah, he had a basketball game today. So he didn't even get back home till like 9:30.
And we lost, so it was kind of like a waste of time. Basically, I went to the basketball
You
game.
win some, you lose some. It's not a waste of time.
You win some, you lose some. But we literally lost the whole league last year, so it's like I don't know what's going on, but
Are you getting defeated?
I don't know what's going on, babe. Honestly, I think it's
You
just
gotta keep your head up.
we got to start playing more as a team. I think that's really what it is. Like, we got really good players. It's just that we aren't playing as a team, and it's really messing us up. And honestly, it's like, it's frustrating. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I'm in the NBA right now. I just need to, honestly, I probably could have played in the NBA. Like, I'm like Steph Curry.
He takes this like so serious. He planned our whole trip to Texas around the start of this league. And now you're saying it was a waste of time?
No, it's not a waste of time.
So we could have stayed one extra day.
It's not a waste of time, babe. It's just, you know what I'm saying? It's basically a waste of time because we took the L.
It's okay.
I wanted to take the dub.
It's okay. Maybe next time
dub,
you'll get him,
dub,
Tiger.
dub.
So, speaking of going to Dallas, Texas,
Yeah.
is there anything that you would like to say? How did you like it?
So,
Tell them.
Dallas, Texas, if you watched our main channel, you guys saw that we went house hunting. And it was really cool. It was fun. We loved everything about Dallas, like everything. I'm talking about the weather was cool. A lot of people were like, oh, it's so hot, so hot, so
You
hot.
know, I'm like, these people haven't been to Arizona.
Yeah, and like our main place that we were originally looking at was Arizona, so it's like not even near as hot as Arizona. So it was fun.
Right? Even like where we live now, it gets pretty hot, hotter than it was out there.
Way hotter. But it was fun. There was a lot of trees. It was just a good vibe. The people there, they had good hospitality. It was just it felt home. Like home. It felt like I was still in LA. Like I didn't leave LA. Like I still was at my house and
Well, I mean,
it was
it's a
comfortable.
way different vibe than LA, but just I know what you mean by like it didn't feel like you were super far away because it still felt like a cozy home vibe. Something about it just feels good. You know, just when you know, you know. And yeah, that's how it felt. It felt great.
Dude, honestly, I get so excited because this is like such a big step for us. Like we've been literally started at the studio. Well, it was my studio to start with, and then she came in. So technically it was our studio. And then like we leveled up and leveled up and leveled up. And then now
We're finally to the house level. That was like the last thing on our kind of to-do list of just being an adult. You know, we've got married, we've had a baby, we have our careers, and then house. That's the last thing. Well, I mean, and then you just keep going, leveling up. But
yes, we have a lot of plans. I don't want to spill like too much of what we got going on, but we did actually find the place that we love in Dallas. So hopefully everything works out. I'm not going to speak too much about it because I feel like that kind of brings too much energy to it.
babe, I saw a TikTok the other day and it said, when you know, like when you walk into the house that's going to be yours, you just immediately know. Do you think that's true or no?
I feel like that is true. Well, I feel like honestly, that's true and it's not true. Because you may walk into a house and be like, oh my goodness, this is the one. And then you may walk into a different house and you may like, this is the one. So it's.
So did that happen to you?
That did happen. I think it's kind of hard to be.
So the first one, did you think it was the one?
Yes. No, I didn't think it was the one. I just thought it was really, really nice and it could potentially be the one.
It felt, oh my gosh, I really loved that house. Like I still do. It's weird. Like it just was so memorable. And I just think about it still all the time, which is kind of weird. I feel like you shouldn't feel like that about a house. It's not the one. But I do like the one that we really like as well. So it's hard.
Yeah, I think that we did a good choice and
we had two great options, but I think we're going with the better option for us.
I think it's going to be perfect for our family. We're going to be able to grow into it. Our main thing was that we wanted a lot of land, and we have that. We're going to be able to build a whole crazy sanctuary backyard with a pool, basketball court, garden, vegetable garden, like all that cool stuff. And it's going to be our sanctuary. And like the cool thing about it is we don't leave. And the cool thing about it for you guys is we're going to create the dopest podcast room, and it's really going to like motivate us to post more podcast episodes. So when we move in, we might even make like a whole separate house for, not a house, but a little shed for a podcast episode.
No, I think I thought that one room I told you we should make that into. Yeah, we have plans. So you guys just stay tuned. It's gonna be fire.
So fire. So
okay, babe. I also want to talk about the fact that a lot of people were like really
just scoot in a little bit.
Yeah, I am kind of far. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people were really triggered by you making fun of me for farting.
Yeah, the last episode. I don't know why you guys take that so serious. This is something that me and Destiny play around all the time, and it's just a joke. Like when I'm talking about that stuff, I'm not trying to go overboard, none of that stuff. It's just some funny stuff that is kind of between me and Destiny.
Yeah, we do that with each other all the time. So I don't want you guys like taking our sense of humor too serious. Yeah. And I also don't want to feel like we can't joke with each other how we normally would, because you guys might take it personally. Like I want this to be a safe space for us to just be ourselves, speak freely, and not feel like we have to monitor ourselves too much, you know?
I feel like this is like my time to just be open. I feel like now that I'm older, I can be more open, and it feels good. Like the podcast time is my time to be open.
Do you feel like you were more guarded before?
I feel like I was more just trying to be
perfect or something.
Yeah, more perfect and like keep an image of
family friendly and all that.
Like I would never smoke ever, and I would smoke every day, but I would just never post it online or anything like that. But it's just, I think as I'm growing up, it's, you do what you do. You are who you are, and if somebody doesn't like you for who you are, then that's their problem.
Yeah, I do think that's true. As you grow up, you're more comfortable just being completely you, and whoever doesn't vibe with it, that's just them. You can't really live your life forever trying to be who everybody wants you to be.
Exactly.
That's not going to get you nowhere.
You got to be comfortable in your own skin, be comfortable with who you are, and I feel like that you'll live a better life, a more freely life. Like I feel like now I'm just way more comfortable. If somebody was to ask me a question, like for instance, rent, I would never ever tell anybody how much I'm paying in rent or anything. But now I'm just open about it because it is what it is. Everybody has rent to pay. Everybody has problems in the world. Nobody's perfect. And I think it's cool to share different problems because, helps people get through different things.
Yeah, when you can relate on problems, it helps you connect. But speaking of being yourself and people vibing with it or not, today we are going to be talking all about when it's time to end a relationship, whether that is romantically with a partner or friendship wise or even with a family member, with anybody. We're just going to be diving all the way into that. And I have a lot of fun facts that I pulled for you guys.
Ooh, okay.
I
I'm
did
ready
my,
to hear these.
You ready to hear these?
I'm ready to
I
hear them,
did my
honestly.
research. Okay, so should we start with friendships or relationships?
I think that we should start off with friendships because I feel like relationships can go way deeper because it's a relationship.
Yeah. Okay. Did you know that we Americans replace half of our close friends with new ones after 7 years on average?
Wow. Well,
Do you
yeah,
think that's true?
I think that is true. I think honestly, I think as you grow, you start meeting new people. Maybe you grow and you may start going to college and then you may start meeting friends that you can relate to, or you may get a new job or something, and you just as you grow,
Go
you
down
start
different paths.
yeah, you start growing and doing different things, and you may still have those friends, but they may not be as close as you were.
Yeah, exactly. It's not necessarily like a falling out, but you're just not as close with them because you're on different paths. But sometimes you can still be on a similar path as somebody, but you may not see eye to eye on things, or just wherever your path is leading you is still, it's kind of parallel, but not together.
Exactly. I think that, being a friend is good, but also being a friend that's like too doing too much. Like maybe this friend is starting a family or something, and this friend's not yet starting a family. So maybe it clashes together. Maybe they're not able to hang out this much or this and this. So they're going down their different lanes, and maybe this person that's having a family is talking to other people or hanging out with other people that are starting a family, and this person that's maybe working on art or something is being cool with art people.
Yeah.
So it's just different lanes. So I think that's true. That's a cool statistic that I didn't never know or would never know.
What do you think is one of the main causes for why friendships do end?
Honestly, it could be anything. It could be somebody's jealous of something, maybe somebody gets in a relationship, maybe somebody moves states. It could be anything, honestly, but I think the main thing is just like people have different falling outs. Like I think maybe moving a state or
Well, what do you find is your main reason? Have you lost any friendships? What do you think is usually the cause?
well, I think for me, I'm from Washington and I moved from Washington very, very early. So I moved from Washington straight out of high school, and then like I had to meet a whole new friend base, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I moved to Arizona and I met Justice, Jay Cook, and then like from there I just met a whole bunch of people. And then I moved to LA, and that was kind of like I was on my own. So I think now all my friends that are in LA and stuff, they're like friends that I met when I moved out here, but they're all really, really good friends. Like I knew them my whole life.
Yeah, that's crazy that you form really
Yeah.
strong bonds with people, which I struggle with. But I was gonna say for you, I think also, I don't want to speak for you, but I think a lot of your friendship struggles come from a place of like you're very, very generous
Yeah,
with all of your friends, super generous. So then people start to kind of like expect that. And if you pull back in any type of way, they take that personal and like they don't like that. But instead of like being appreciative for everything you have done for them.
Yeah, true. I just like to be a good person. I like to be treated how somebody else would treat me. And especially if you're my friend and I can help you and I know that I can help you in a certain way, I'm going to try everything I can to help. But
Do you think more money, more problems
definitely more money, more problems.
when it comes to friendships, or no?
I feel like more money, just more problems in general.
In general?
Everything. Like you could have just everything, more money, more problems. But sometimes it's good problems and sometimes it's bad problems. But everybody got problems. It's all good. As long as you can get through the problems, you're gonna be straight. Yeah. And we be getting through those problems, so we ain't even, we ain't tripping about all that though.
Yeah, I feel like friends, for me at least, a lot of people probably feel different, but this is just how I am. Friends should just add value to your life. They're like kind of like an extra value to your life.
Exactly.
But I personally don't really like need friends in my life. They're just there to kind of, to add some good. So if a friend is bringing any type of negativity or drama or just making you feel a little bit uneasy, then I just think it's not really worth having that person in your life, because why do you need to add that extra
like
stress when it's not necessary?
Yeah, I think that you definitely shouldn't. If a friend is going to stress you out and stuff, you should not be like forcing a friendship. It's just the same as like a relationship. You shouldn't force a friendship, and you shouldn't force a relationship.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so did you know that 67% of Americans have a friend they've known since childhood? But what I think is crazy about it is the differences in ethnicities. So Black Americans, 78% of them said that they have a childhood friend, whereas 64% of Hispanics said that they have a friend from childhood, and 66% in white people. So, yes, Black Americans have the highest percentage of childhood friends. Where do you think that comes from?
I honestly think I don't know, honestly. I know that all of my friends and stuff, well, the friends from Washington, I've known them since I was a little kid. Like
you have a lot of childhood friends, actually, so that's crazy.
Yeah, but that's also because we were a small community and like we all grew up together. So
where you know what I think of why Hispanics have less? Just speaking for me, I'm obviously Hispanic. Hispanics are super big on family. They kind of have like their family are kind of their friends. At least for me, like my mom and my cousins, my dad, those are always my best friends.
Yep.
So I think that's why we don't really have as much childhood friends, because we're just so, like super family oriented.
Yeah, I like that though. Like I like when like literally anything that you do, you can be like, okay, let's see, maybe I can invite my mom, and now we're moving to Dallas. And, her Destiny's family's already out there. So it's like we could be like, oh, maybe let's go on a family vacation or stuff like that. And it's cool because, like you said, that's your friends. Like, even though they're family, they're still your friends. It's fun to do fun things with them,
Yeah, I think that's why it felt more comfortable in Dallas for us, because we do have family. So it felt like home. Especially my grandma, like her house. You guys, she has the coziest house in the world. Her bed, don't even get me started. Koa slept like a freaking log. He didn't move once. And usually that boy is tossing and turning all night.
All night. And he was still just sitting there.
Okay, this is another crazy thing that I read, and it's way opposite between me and you. So it says men rely more on their parents for personal support, whereas women rely more on their partner first, and then secondly is friends.
Okay, I think.
And third was parents.
I think that's
not in this household.
Not in
I'm
this
the one that calls my mom.
Definitely, yeah. I'm more of like independent. I'm more of like, if I have a problem or something, I'm gonna try to get through it myself and keep it to myself, because
you don't talk to a friend or a parent about it.
Yeah, because I don't want to add stress onto somebody else, and I just feel like I'm strong enough. I've been through a lot of stuff, so I can definitely, if it's something small, I can get over it myself.
Well, what about me? Do you feel like you're a burden on me if you talk about your problems?
No, well, I'm saying.
Or do you feel comfortable?
Well, yeah, I always talk to you about, like, if I have something big going on or like a.
Well, I don't know. You could be keeping something in. If I didn't know, you wouldn't.
If I have something big going on, like that's super crazy or something, then I'm definitely gonna go straight to Destiny. That's gonna be the only person I'm gonna go to. But if it's just something small that is like gonna not cause any problems, and basically, if I don't want to just bring stress to Destiny, so I'm not going to try to bring something to her that doesn't matter, that I could definitely get over myself,
Yeah. Okay, I just thought about this and I just have to talk about it right now. Okay, because I just read this other statistic and it says men are more likely to fall in love at first sight than women. So men
Duh.
48% and women
Look at you.
28%. But well, I think that's definitely more of a lust.
But I
I
fell
think
in
men are
love.
more into
I'm
lust.
in love. I
He
fell
was
in
trying to
love
tell me he loved
right
me like
away.
immediately.
I fell in love right away. Literally right away. This is
You
my
did?
baby. This been my
So how
baby
did you
since
know
day
that you
one.
loved me?
Honestly, she's been my baby since January 11th, 1995, and she hasn't even known that. I've known that, and I wasn't even born.
Okay, well, anyways,
It's
I
my
read that,
baby.
and do you know what it made me think of? What I've been thinking of all. What do I keep bringing up?
What?
What happened in Dallas?
What?
We went through a drive-through to get some ice cream,
Oh my God! Here we
and
go.
guess what happens? You guys would
Here we go.
not believe.
Oh my God.
I'm just so in shock that I can't get it out of my head because I'm so in shock, and I can't believe that I just did nothing about it. I just sat there, just like Kermit drinking its tea. So we're in the drive-through, right? My
Oh
aunt
my
is driving,
God.
so she's in the driver's seat. I'm in the passenger seat, and then Julius is in the back seat, so he's behind the driver's seat. Pull up to the
Ordering
drive-through,
food.
ordered some ice cream, and when we get to the window, there's a girl there. I didn't even see her, but a girl at the window, and all of a sudden, when she opens the window, she just like starts like freaking out and like runs away, and she's like in the back like going crazy or whatever. So then my aunt's like, what happened? Like what's wrong with her? What happened? And my aunt's like, well, maybe she like recognizes you guys from JuJu and Des, because she was like, just I don't know, she was acting like excited or something in there and like telling people inside. So then a different girl comes to the window. Like that girl didn't even come back. And my aunt's like, was the girl okay? And the lady's like, oh yeah, she just thinks that he's really cute.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like,
This is so, bro. I heard this story.
I
like
couldn't
10
believe
times.
it got so silent and awkward. She really said to my husband right in front of my face that she just thought he was so cute, that she ran around telling the whole building, and everybody's just looking, trying to get a little peek at who this mystery man is that is so fine.
I rolled the window up. I have a wife, and I was wearing my wedding ring, and I'm like, I was just trying to order my food for my family, make sure
You're
everybody's
just
getting
too
their
good
food.
looking to even go
No,
out
I'm
in
not even
public.
good looking. Honestly, I'm not even, I'm not even good looking.
You are good looking.
I just have good hygiene,
Oh my
There's
gosh.
a difference. I have good hygiene,
And I
so
just
it
can't
helps.
believe though, babe. I can't believe that I said 0.
Babe, I mean, if it was me, if it was me, I'm hopping
Do
out
you
the
think
car.
I should have said something?
I mean,
Would you guys have said something? Let me
I'm
know
not
in the
getting in
comments. I
this.
want to know, what would you have said, or would you just have kind of sat there like, oh, whatever, just who cares?
I'm not giving Destiny a response to this because this is going to be a whole long conversation after this podcast episode. She's going to be like, oh, so you thought I should have done something?
No,
So what should I have done?
no. Okay,
What should
well,
I
I
have
will
said?
say that I looked a mess. Like I had just got out the shower. I was in PJs. My hair wasn't done. I was looking an absolute raggedy mess. So that's also why I was just trying to hide, because obviously they think he's so hot. And then what am I going to do? Pop out with my ugly looking
Honestly,
self.
Destiny doesn't
So
understand.
if I
that,
looked
like,
cute, maybe I would have been like,
she doesn't understand that she looks good, like, without makeup and like with sweats, because we had a long day that day and we were trying to just get
babe,
some ice cream.
I did not
relax.
look good right then.
But I thought, I think
Come on
Destiny
now.
looks good at all times. Like, I'm not even just saying this to just gas, but Destiny, like, she never has a time where it's like, whoa, like, did she just wake up? She never has any
You're
time like
such
that.
a lie,
I
babe.
promise
You
to God.
really.
I've never looked at you and been like, what the hell? Did she just wake up?
I'm always sometimes my hair is like.
Yeah, it could be messed up, but like, you're never, like, you just look good. Like,
That's
I'm ready
probably
to
just because you love me.
kiss you all times, I love you. at all times, baby. You know?
So how long do you think the average marriage in the U.S. lasts? What's your guess?
I don't know. Like 10 years, 12 years.
You think 12 years?
I think 12 years. Yeah, 12 years.
12 years, final answer. Ding, ding, ding. The answer is 8.2 years.
8.2. Okay. That's long.
You think?
But it's not long enough.
That's not that long.
Hey, quote me
when
right
you're committed
there.
To forever.
Somebody clip that. That's long. 8 months is long, or 8 years is long. But it's not long enough. You know what I'm saying? I'm in this for eternity. I'm in this forever. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think love and marriage should be about. If you are in it to win it, then you should be getting married and you should be in love with that person. And I'm not saying that you got to get married, and I'm not against anybody who doesn't like getting married, but it's beautiful and it's nice to be able to spend the rest of your life with your partner and build a beautiful family and buy a house and build a nice life. You know what I'm saying? I think that everybody deserves that. And marriage is beautiful.
What's your favorite part about marriage?
My favorite part about marriage is just being able to spend every moment and every second knowing that, like, I have my significant other right here, that she's always going to have my back. She's, you know what I'm saying? She's going to always take care of our child. She's always going to look for the best in me. You know, it just feels good. Like when I go play basketball and I come home and I know that my baby's right here and my baby is laying down up there, and that, you know, she's taking care of him, you know, while I'm playing basketball and stuff. It feels good.
I agree. You almost feel like an even stronger person because you know that no matter what you go through.
He might be moving right now.
Oh my gosh. Here
He's
you
a crazy.
go again.
He's a crazy. Oh, no, he stopped moving. He's crazy. I'm telling you guys, crazy sleeper.
So like I said, you feel like a stronger person because you feel like no matter what you go through in life, you have each other to kind of get you through that. It's just like a united front, you know? You feel like you can take on a lot more, and yeah, like you can strive for a lot more, especially because we like do everything together.
I mean, we're a team. We're like, it's cool too because all our business is together. All of our, just everything is together. So every goal that we have, even though we do have personal goals, we also have goals that are together. So when we achieve those goals, like buying a house and moving different states and creating and raising a family, like those are goals. Those are like long-term goals that we're actually achieving.
I want you to try to guess the 3 top reasons for divorce.
The 3 top reasons for divorce.
Yes.
I think the 3 top reasons for divorce, I think the first one got to be like arguments or like cheating. Somebody cheating. Definitely that got to be the first one.
Okay, cheating number 1.
Cheating number 1. Number 2, I think arguments or like disagreements or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3, I think, I don't even know. The third one could be maybe like family.
Okay, you're pretty close. So the first one is incompatibility.
Okay, so like they don't like love each other no more?
No, you just feel like you're not compatible anymore. Like you don't see eye to eye on a lot of things. Maybe your sense of humors don't match. Maybe you just see the world too differently and you can't come to an agreement. And you're just two different people and it's just not coming together right. The second one is infidelity.
Okay, so like you can't have cheating. A baby.
Wait, what? No.
You said infidelity. Oh, that's infertility.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I thought you said infertility.
Infidelity is cheating.
Oh, yeah.
And then the last one is money issues.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely. I should have put that one in for number 1.
Money issues?
Yeah, because that's like, I think that a lot of people.
I wonder what kind of money issues though.
Well, just think about it. Like some people, maybe they want to go on a vacation with a significant other and they don't have the money to go, or, you know, just different things. There's a lot of stuff.
So do you think it's about not having enough money, or do you think even money issues, even with people that do have
Yeah,
a lot of
just
money.
yeah, maybe yeah, with a lot of money, maybe somebody's making more money than this person in their
Or
relationship, and
spending in a way that the other
yeah,
doesn't agree with.
yeah. There's a lot of different ways the money can definitely, because money is kind of what makes everything like stay or not stay, but just makes
Makes the
everything.
world go round.
Yeah, it makes everything go around. Like if you don't have money, you're not gonna be able to get a place to stay and food and stuff. So it could be a big conflict.
Yeah, that it's kind of a little bit shocking to me though that money issues, I guess, can ruin an entire marriage
Yeah,
where
but
you
if
really
you
can't like figure out how to see eye to eye on it.
yeah, but if you in it for the long run, the money, nothing matters really, to be honest.
Okay, so for incompatibility, do you think that couples that are complete opposites and don't really have any similarities can be compatible?
I think that
Like, do you think opposites attract? Do you think that's true? Or do you think that you still have to have some level of similarities in order to be compatible?
I think you just like who you like, to be honest.
It doesn't matter if you're completely different people.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I think that you can find a way to, like, if you hang out with somebody a certain amount of time and you want to like that person or find the things to like about that person, you're gonna find that if you really want to. If
Yeah,
you
sometimes you can just see things too differently and you're just not going to come to an agreement. Like, you can just really see the world in completely different lenses
yeah,
than the other
that's
person.
true. You could have a whole. I mean, that's good though. You don't want to have the. I feel like you don't want to have the same aspect or the same look at everything as your partner.
Yeah, then you're just kind of,
Yeah, then you have no like creative drive or creative ideas of different things, and maybe you guys are just one-sided about one thing or one-sided about everything, so then you don't see everything, you don't see the other
that's true
sides.
because it gives you like two different perspectives. So you get to look at things from two different ways and kind of get like a bigger picture
Yep.
of how to get to meet your goals or whatever. I think that's definitely true. You kind of come together and compromise on aspects that one person has and versus the other.
I have a question for Destiny. So for Destiny, a lot of people have been asking me about like parenthood and like what it is and what it feels like to be young parents and first time parents. So what for you, what is the hardest part of parenthood?
The hardest part about parenthood for me is the complete change of not really being able to have really any time where you don't have to worry about another human being. You know, it's 24/7 for the rest of your life.
True.
You have to always think about another human being first. And you're just like completely responsible for every single thing, every step he takes. You want to be there to make sure he doesn't fall and get hurt. It's actually a lot,
Yeah, it's stressful.
especially when you just love your child so much that you just want to protect him from all that. And you really don't even, we feel like we don't have a minute to get our eyes off of him. Like, one of us is with him, with our eyes on him 24/7 at
Even
all
when
time
he's
of day.
sleeping. Like we're watching the nanny. We always tell you guys we're watching the nanny. So if you ever watch podcasts and I'm on my phone, it's because I got the nanny at all times because he's a crazy sleeper and he likes to wake up in the middle of the night. But yeah, so I think honestly being a mother parent is a little bit harder than being a father parent, just because being a mother, your body goes through so many different changes, so many different like it just sees so many different things that it's not used to. So after having the baby, you have to raise this child, and for you were breastfeeding, so that was like how that was harder. Was that like harder for you to, breastfeed and focus on still being a great mother?
Well, I was going to say another thing is that women, I feel like, or mothers have a lot more higher expectations.
Yeah.
And it's like a lot more pressure because I don't know, for some reason, remember how people used to talk to us and they would be like, "Oh, are you going to help her?" And you would get irritated
Yeah,
like,
because it's
"Why do they
like,
see it as me helping? I'm just as much the parent. It should be 50-50." But
yeah,
people really, there's a higher expectation on women to take on more of the burden. So if the father's doing his 50%, it's almost like the woman's not doing enough.
yeah. I
Because
mean,
people, I just think people kind of feel like women should be doing more almost.
I think honestly, it's just it probably feels like that because I don't think it should be like that, but it probably feels like that also because you're actually holding the baby the whole time. So the whole 9 months, the baby's inside of you. So, you're the one that's having to change your appetite, change your exercise schedule, change your sleeping schedule, the way you sleep, basically change everything. So you're the one that's sacrificing like majority of the stuff. So it kind of like holds a higher standard on you.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, not trying to like put it out there, but usually like when you're pregnant, the girl is the one that kind of you have to watch what you eat because it determines the health of the
Yeah, you take on
baby.
like
Yeah.
the burden of responsibility
Yeah, so
completely.
you're like you have a lot of responsibility from the pregnancy. So
Yeah,
I,
from the very start all the way on. But once the baby gets here, don't you think that there's like a societal pressure on women?
yeah, I think that women are crazy, crazy strong, that they just be doing some crazy stuff because there's no way that like you could just get pregnant and just like I couldn't imagine walking around with a whole extra. I would kind of be freaked out if I had an extra human inside of me.
It's kind of amazing.
It's kind of like it's amazing, but it's like
I
also
love it.
like I would just be like, well, this is like kind of crazy. Like, I don't
So
know.
so if you could choose, if couples could choose which person was going to be pregnant, the man or the
The
woman, do
woman,
you think guys would also do the 50-50 and half the time choose to be pregnant?
I wouldn't. I would keep it how it is.
What? No, but what if it was from the beginning of time? It was always you just get to choose who has the baby, who
Well, I
carries the
couldn't.
baby.
I can't see from beginning of time. I can only see from like when I was born, 1997, and I could see that like I already seen when I was born. The day I was born, at St. Joseph Hospital in Tacoma, Washington. And that day I walked out, or I didn't walk. Well, I almost walked. I started walking at day 3. And when I got out the hospital, I already had a vision that I was gonna marry this beautiful lady named Destiny, and we were gonna have a beautiful baby boy named Koa. And that was my first vision right when I got out the hospital. And it came true.
What are you even talking about?
I'm just letting you guys know the whole love story of when I was a baby and 1997, I knew it was gonna happen.
I wonder if our baby paths crossed ever.
I don't know.
Did you ever come out here or to Chicago as a
Never came
baby?
out here. Never even been to Chicago until I went with you.
It's crazy to think that we were just babies at one point and we were gonna be together, like we were meant to be together.
I'm telling you, I already knew this.
Who do you think Koa's meant to be with?
Cole is meant to be with somebody who's gonna, who's gonna be loyal to him and uplift him and, be a good person to him.
Yeah, I hope I have a good relationship with whoever he's with.
I think honestly, we're
That
gonna
sucked to
we're gonna
not.
have a big family and be super family oriented. Especially we're moving to Dallas.
Oh,
And
we're gonna have a good family, but if you were given the opportunity to carry one, you wouldn't.
I mean, babe, what do you want me to do? Look at Coco.
You can. Why wouldn't you carry one at least? You wouldn't want to know what that feels like?
I mean, babe, I can't even imagine because I'm not the one.
Okay,
You're the
so
one.
if you were a girl for a day, like if you got to switch bodies with me, what would you do with yourself?
I would probably go to the bathroom. I would take because you be like
You
I
said
don't know.
bathroom.
I would go to
The
the bathroom. I would I don't know. I would go number 2. I would take
What?
showers. Like
That's
I
the
would just do the
same.
normal routine that you do.
You wouldn't be examining or anything like
Nah, I
that?
wouldn't
Or
examine.
trying to know how things feel like?
I mean, I already. Come on, babe. I already,
No, you don't know what it feels
I
like
know.
from a woman's
From the.
perspective,
Oh, okay. I see. Okay.
right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I would go use the
Would you want to have
restroom.
sex with yourself?
No.
With me in your body?
Nah.
You wouldn't?
So you're asking. I don't know.
Why
I think
wouldn't
they need to
you?
answer that.
Why wouldn't you?
Cause
That would
that's
be kind of cool.
weird.
I would. Why
That's
wouldn't
weird.
you?
I
Yes,
don't
you would.
know.
You're such a liar.
Nah,
The
that's
first
weird.
thing you would want to do.
I
You're
couldn't
such a
even picture
liar.
myself being in a girl's body or just being a
But then
girl.
so then you'd be looking at yourself.
No, I'm not looking at myself.
No,
But I'm
I'm
just
saying
saying, like, I.
if you had sex with me, if we switched bodies, you would be looking at yourself, but you would be in my body.
That's like super trippy.
Okay, so bringing it on back all the way.
Let's take it back.
What are your end all be all deal breakers in a relationship?
In a relationship?
Yes, not like necessarily for you, but like what do you think are the biggest deal breakers?
I think the biggest deal breakers gotta be like, you gotta just basically be all there for your husband or your wife. You can't be like just thinking that somebody else can pull all the weight and you can pull no weight. If you know what I'm saying, like it has to be a
So
50-50. Yeah, effort. Effort is a big thing.
If somebody's not putting in what you're giving,
yeah, you
that's
gotta be
definitely a
putting
deal
in a
breaker.
lot of effort. If you can't put in effort, then you probably most likely it's not gonna work.
Yeah, I think a big deal breaker is somebody who's unmotivated.
Definitely.
Because if one person feels like they have to carry on the burden of everything, kind of going back to effort, but yeah, just like if you're unmotivated in your career and you're just being complacent, not really trying to make a better life for yourself,
Yeah.
and just kind of like feeling sorry for yourself in your situation, that's definitely something that if the other person feels like they have to make up for all that, that could definitely be a deal breaker if they feel like they're pulling all the weight. What about views on having kids, like how many you want to have or if you want to have any at all?
I think that that's something that is big, honestly, to talk about once the time gets serious, because obviously you're not going to just get in a relationship and start having kids. I feel like that's something that you start talking about.
Yeah, but is that a deal breaker? Like, let's say you've been with your partner for a few years, maybe even 5 years, and like one's like, I'm ready to have kids now, and the other's not. Do you think that's a deal breaker?
I think honestly that's, like I said, you gotta talk about that before you guys get too deep into the relationship, because maybe, like you said, maybe one wants to have kids and the other one doesn't, and then when the time comes they're on two different pages, which causes a divorce or a breakup or whatever whatever happens.
Sometimes people can be clear from the start, though, like, this is not what I want.
And then switch
and
up.
then other people think that they can kind of like change their mind or think that they'll be okay with it. And then later on, when they actually want to have kids or want them to be, a different type of person, they're not willing to do that.
Yeah, I mean, then that's just a mistake that you got to live with. I mean, I don't
Should have believed them when they told you.
exactly. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like the kids situation, you definitely got to figure that out before you get way too deep into the relationship.
Yeah, that's definitely, I think that's a big one, though. What about not getting along with person's family?
I think that's very big. But obviously, in some families, not in all families, but in some families, once somebody gets in a relationship and they're away from their family a lot because they're working on their relationship and building with their significant other, maybe they're trying to work on a family or work on getting a place together and stuff like that. Some families, I feel like, feel some type of way just because they miss you so much. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying like you in particular. I'm just saying in general. Some families they don't get to see you as much because you're away and you're working on your own separate life outside of your family.
Yeah.
So I feel like some families like find hate towards either the man or the woman in the relationship.
Like the monster-in-law, as they call them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm definitely not going to be one of those, but Imagine
Yeah.
if like you had I'm glad that your mom's really chill and she's not like that at all, because that does add a lot of stress onto the relationship,
For
even if it's
sure.
not a deal breaker, because I know sometimes it's really just kind of out of your control. Like if you have a monster-in-law and it's not your partner's fault at all, but like maybe the mom is just really mean and doesn't really want to see you with the person, with anybody or whatever, it's not your partner's fault. So it shouldn't necessarily be a deal breaker, but it definitely does add a lot of stress.
Yeah, for
right?
sure. Yeah. I mean, you should just try to get along with everybody and your significant other's family, because that's family.
Okay, what about friendship? What are the deal breakers in friendships?
I think deal breakers in friendships is just loyalty and just honestly just being a real friend, you know? For me, I'm a real friend. I'm gonna tell you what's real. And all right, guys, we don't even know where we left off. The cameras died about 4 times. It's late. We're super tired.
I can barely keep my eyes open at this point. It's already about to be 12:30. We are early birds, okay? We need our beauty sleep because our son be waking up at 5 a.m., okay?
5 a.m.
That means we're having less than 4 hours of sleep tonight, guaranteed.
It's gonna be a long night, but it's all good. You know, we are doing the most we can right now with this podcast. Obviously, our setup is how it is. And we're in the process of literally looking to move to a whole new state right now. So we're doing the best we can. We just got back from Dallas, and yeah, but our whole plan for our new place is to literally create a whole entire room just for the podcast. So you guys will be getting a lot more episodes, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be a vibe.
It's going to be so fire. I already have the ideas in my head.
It's going to be crazy.
Going to be so cute. So you guys stay tuned. There's a lot more to come. And we're going to really start diving into some deep stuff. You guys keep letting us know if there's anything in specific you want us to talk about, address. Next episode is going to be a long one. I know this one may have been a little bit shorter because our camera keeps dying and we keep having to swap out the batteries. And every single one keeps dying. We're a mess. I'm like losing my voice.
Yeah,
it's
probably because it's just getting late. We're tired and just a lot of stuff. So,
the next episode will be a long one.
Yeah, next episode is going to be a very, very long episode. We're going to go deep into some topics and it's going to be a good episode. So stay tuned. Make sure you guys go subscribe to this channel. We are almost at 20,000 subscribers, which is huge. Our first video, or our second video, but our first video out of all our videos is about to hit 100,000 views. So that's a big milestone right there.
Yes, I still remember when our very first YouTube video on our main channel hit 100,000 views. But that's a story for a different time.
Yeah, we'll tell you guys the story of that. But yeah, stay tuned for the next video. Also, make sure you guys go follow us on Instagram. A Couple Things Podcast on Instagram. Go ahead and send your crazy stories. Just anything that you have crazy in your life that has ever went down. Go send it to that Instagram DM so we can touch up on that in our next episode. It's going to be very interesting. So stay tuned. We had fun this podcast episode. And we love you guys.
Toodaloo.
Peace out.